So this is Aidan Mangan, week 2 monologue. So last week in my monologue we kind of looked at just talked about the module challenge, module brief, what we're going to base our project around. So as I said before, right, the brief reads: design and realise a sustainable creative artifact which contributes towards addressing the real world social and environmental issue. At the start, found the brief to be a bit daunting. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to achieve from it or what they were asking me. Like, there's a lot to take in, but looking at it in more detail now and having gone to the lab this week and the lecture, I understand it a bit more. So just for the purpose of this monologue, right, I just want to look into a bit more detail in relation to the real world social and environmental issue, right, that is addressed as part of our brief. As I said before, right, the project has to be based around 80% recycled material, 20% own material, whether bought in, borrowed, whatever, etc. But our main focus is around this, our 80%. There's just a project I talked about last week. A few different ideas showing that 100% that these are all over, if not fully, recycled material. 3 chairs, we talked about that. Talked about this last week, just what I'm hoping to use as my recycled material. Pallet racking. Me and my father took part the pallet racking below in the shed. At the moment, sitting there behind the shed unused, so still yet to decide on what exactly I'm hoping to be creating and building, but as of now, pallet racking seems to be my go-to material. So just for the purpose of this, then, just want to talk about what we did and what we discussed in the labs. So in order, starting from the left, we kind of talked about, which is good for us to kind of brainstorm ideas, use this following mind map, have a discussion amongst ourselves with the class, and everyone to give their own ideas and opinions. So it was a good way of seeing one of the peers' insights into what they think and what they think social issues entails and what exactly are social issues nowadays in our country, so, and across the world, of course. So just starting from left to right, just going to have a few discuss what we discussed in the lab. So ideas that came up, we had top left, we're starting from third world countries. Hard to see what's in this section with the light shining on it, but we've talked about elderly people, homelessness, function. Function refers to issue in Ireland, robbery, the increase in crime, drugs. Actually, drugs consumption, a new government, election, politics, and imbalance of money. Right. So these are just some of the different issues that came up in the labs. But exactly how are we going to create an artifact around the following? That's where we're going to have to look into further detail. So very little. Well, would I be hoping mainly as of now to base my project is around the social issue of elderly people, and I'll come into more detail with that as we move on. So when we talk about social issues, then we talk about environmental issues, which I believe a lot of people will find it easier to create their artifact around. But how can we integrate the two into one project? That's where we'll have to look at. So just starting from the top left again, we talked about in our lab extinction of animals. Apologies for the stoppage there, got an interruption, but continuing anyway. So environmental issues that we discussed in our labs were the following: extinction of animals, global warming, which then relates to climate change, which then broadens to bushfires, water shortage, and dumping. And then another one then, right, mainly concerned with, well, actually our subject area is deforestation. So and we can see we have broadened here, we have relates to construction studies and classroom waste. So and then, sorry, last of all, then we have fossil fuels materials that can't be reused. But what I was looking at is kind of, because it relates mainly to, well, where I'm from, my area, deforestation is kind of a big issue and is actually growing, and it's something that we discussed a lot more when we're teaching global warming, climate change. That'll be more based to kind of subjects like geography, etc., and extinction of animals. Wouldn't be really discussed too much in construction, but for environmental issue, right? So looking at the two there, apologies. So looking at our social issues and our environmental issues, I'd be looking more towards, as of now, basing my project around the issue of elderly people and deforestation. So no exact plans or drawings done up yet, but looking back at what I said, I'm going to base my project around my pallet rack, and I've few ideas are coming to mind straight away. So in terms of elderly people, something that can keep them amused, something that they can do when, whether they're in a nursing home or in their spare time, something that I find that they will use and enjoy. So, and then when I looked at deforestation, kind of came to my idea maybe about something relating to gardening, deforestation. So thinking of me pallet racking, as of now, I'm looking at the idea of perhaps making maybe a little raised flower bed. I think would be benefit to both. So yeah, that's today's monologue. Thank you.